Here comes the nasty gram.
Send a priest to save my soul, forget it.
Welcome back to the Nastygram RPG podcast. This is Into the Storm.
I'm Dan. I'll be playing Helios the Immolator.
I'm John. I'll be playing Ariad Ein Ariat, the Elven Barbarian.
I'm Josh, and I play Sapush, the Druid.
And I'm Matt, playing Father Kyle Black, the Cleric.
And this is your Dungeon Master Jake, and this is episode 11, Ride the Lightning.
Apologize for things, transgressions. Wish I could say that I learned my lesson, but the bottle she's calling to this sickness that lives.
Okay, guys, if you recall, last week was basically, the beginning scene of Clash of the Titans, where all the gods are standing around chatting. We got to meet David Bowie. And you all died, and your patron deities bargained for your lives. You are on a sacred mission. Let's get to it.
Finally got a female character, so fuck off Twitter.
Yeah, nailed it.
Deity. And she's already dead, kind of, but, We're going to pick up with you guys being brought back to the Sea Witch with Captain Cohen and his sailors rescuing you from your entombment. You're brought back on board the ship to cheers and celebration. You all look real messed up. You look like the end of an action movie, just beat and bloody and dirty.
Did we win? Is that what we did?
The cheers are more just the utter shock of you being alive.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
As the sailors told you on your way back to the boat, they watched the mountain collapse and a great dragon emerge from the top of it. And they didn't think that you had made it. They thought that you had lost. But they're quite happy and surprised to have found you. And you're all brought back on board. As I said, to cheers and celebration, but you're all exhausted, too exhausted to really celebrate. So you're brought to the captain's quarters, where he leaves the four of you to get some rest. It's been several hours. The sun is starting to come up through the windows in the back of the ship, and you can feel the ship gently rocking. You realize the ice must be gone. The ship is free. And it's moving on the waves. You're not sure where to. You're not sure how long you've been asleep. But you all start to come to, and you're all kind of laying on cots or beds in his quarters, and just thinking about what happened in that temple.
Before we go too far down that line of thought, Jake, can I ask you, I was essentially sent on this mission by the military, right?
Yeah. So the way that you all got here, was man, that was so long ago,
Right?
you were kind of all like mercenaries in a way. Like you were chosen by the government of Belakai to go find out what happened to this port, to find out why no one had returned. So yeah, you were chosen. You're not sure who suggested you specifically, but you had all worked together previously. We had said that as well.
Is there a standing order as to we're supposed to report back at some time or to someone?
Your job was to return back and tell them why we had lost contact.
Okay.
And it kind of obviously morphed into something very different.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't know if there was if we're supposed to head back before we do anything else or just continue.
Yeah, since none of you are real members of the military, you're not really concerned about following the protocol. Or
I like it.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
Imagine that. You guys just head back to the city and tell the
hey,
tell the
somebody
guards.
killed the god and became
Let
a god.
the king.
See ya.
Just, you guys take care of it. We're going to be back out. In the
So heroic.
And now we renegotiate our contract.
There's like tornadoes outside, and you're like, no, he'll be here any minute.
Farley's
Retainer.
just selling coconuts back on that island. Coconut merchant.
Farley's on board still.
That's right.
He's there.
He's got COVID down the bottom hold.
Oh,
Oh boy. So you guys you start to wake up.
we're gonna be like that
Sitting there
cruise ship in quarantine.
in the dark as the room lights up, thinking about what happened. Take it away.
Oh, do I not have private quarters? Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
you're all in the captain's quarters. He's had a few cots brought in so that you all have your own place you don't have to pig pile on his bed.
Helios kind of stands and looks out that back window. That's right there. There's those large back windows.
Right.
Are we in the captain's quarters or in Trenass's old
You'd
quarters?
actually probably be in Trenass since it's there. He might as well
cool.
give
There's
you that room.
there's like plywood over the window where
yeah.
I broke through.
yeah.
Yep.
Flying elf.
Medieval plywood.
Yeah.
He's kind of Helios is looking out the part of the window that's not shattered. I must speak with the captain.
Can you, Ariad like shakes his head. The scale, is it working?
My player character, Dan, turns and looks earnestly at the GM.
It is working. How does it work, Dan? How does this thing?
I think the way it works is that if you hold it in your hand, it essentially it's like almost like a magnetic pull as to which direction he is in.
Okay.
And probably the stronger it feels or the weaker it feels, the further or closer he is. So you kind of get a sense of whether or not you're getting closer and closer,
Okay.
or if it's very weak, that kind of thing. Kind of like how compass is. Well, not always, but yeah. Anyways,
Fucking magnets. How do they work?
Magnets. So he's standing in front of the window and he pulls the scale out of a pouch on his belt and puts it in his hand and closes his hand.
Yeah. It draws you in a certain direction.
He is south.
North. He's heading north.
He's heading north.
Sorry.
Well, glad the sacrifice was worth it.
It will be worth it if we can stop him.
I was thinking, almost didn't occur to me, or maybe I didn't remember it in a fog. I think I might have died back there in that temple.
Helios turns from the window and looks at you. Explain.
I met Thalon. Thalon is one of our gods. They don't really walk amongst us like your gods seem to do, but we know of them. Thalon, he is the god, the protector of the glade. It is said he encompasses the mist that surrounds us. He is the mist that I stepped through to come to your land. And I think he was dealing with death to save me.
The whole time you two have been talking, Sapush has been curled up on Kyle's chest as a cat. Just and he at this talk he gets up and kind of stretches languidly and kind of crosses the room and then stretches out, and suddenly Sapush is stretching in a weird
Butthole right in Kyle's face.
right up there.
So when you
Tail
what's it
swish.
like? Are you like when you transform? Is it like a werewolf style transformation? Like
Oh,
do
like
you
slow
see-
and gruesome bone cracking.
Yeah, or is it like kind of like poof?
In between.
Okay.
It's gradual, but not as like viscerally painful as like a werewolf transformation. It is like a process,
Sure.
but it's
So-
it's much more like PG rated. Kind of looks fun.
Yeah,
more
okay.
like Odo in Deep Space Nine than the werewolf
Yeah,
in Silver
right.
Bullet.
Yes.
Okay.
But like gradual. So like as like the cat stretches and suddenly it's a push down in like a yoga pose, and he kind of rolls his shoulders back and sits up and yeah. Yes, I think you are right, Ariad.
I thought I dreamt just the mist itself, but the further away we got from that place and the more I thought about it, I feel like I was in his presence.
I think I met both of my gods. I did not know that I had them as such.
Could you speak?
No. Thalon spoke for me and made a deal with death. He said that I was here to stop the humans from taking the place of gods. That I was here for a purpose.
That is the reason why the deal was met. What was the bargain?
If I fail, then Thalon goes with death.
John, tell me about your homeland. What would that mean? I'm doing my job as the game master. I'm supposed to ask you that.
Yeah.
What would that mean to your people if Thalon didn't exist? What would that? What would that?
The veil would lift. The
War
mist
is
would
coming.
be lifted, and who knows what horrors or evils might seep into the glade.
Cool.
No border checks.
No. Oh, no.
Yikes. You're just going to let anyone in.
An elf made of mist with a red hat.
Oh, boy.
So Push looks at Kyle and says, Kyle, did you go to another place? Did you find Dio?
I did. It wasn't his place, but I went somewhere.
The place before. That's where I went, I think.
What did it look like, Sapush?
The woods waiting for snow.
So the divine is alive in all of us.
It's not something that happens. The gods don't speak to us directly. They are untouchable.
It sounds as though you were a witness then.
Yes. If death takes Thalon, the mist is gone. My homeland is, well, I don't even know where that could lead, what darkness could seep in.
What's so funny?
Just picture
What darkness could see man? The black guy's coming?
Fox News
Oh
cuts
my
to
god!
The caravan from the south.
Jesus!
thousands of potential terrorists and criminals.
Awful.
So bad.
Hey,
Sorry, it's your homeland.
Oh, shit. And this was the same for you, Sapush and Father Black? Bargains were made on your behalf for your soul?
Yeah?
I think, in a way, not for soul, I think. For time. Here.
Life.
Yes. The place I was, the gods or beings there, they were not bad. No enemies. They, well, I guess need to break the rules. We should not be here.
We were all granted life in order to stop Trenass. I look around.
the gods are afraid.
This is why we are together. After all, even if we did not know, others did. Greater ones.
My vision, my experience was different, but similar. The god that stood before death and made a plea had already passed. Yet somehow she still gives me strength, gives me fire. I don't know how she manages to do this. Death seemed disinterested in her offer. It was only when he realized that the humans could come for it too. So, I guess the divine has confirmed our purpose.
Well, we have to tell the captain. We must head north, follow Trenass, and kill him.
Yes. Helios turns from the window again and walks towards the cabin door. I will tell him where we are going.
You make your way above deck, walk up to the captain's wheel. Where
Is the altar still up there?
It is, yeah. Captain Cohen is at the helm.
He can. So remind me, Jake.
It has to be lit.
It has to be lit.
Speak
Okay.
the name of the person you
Yep.
want to contact. He's probably not flying around holding the
No.
other altar. Either.
No. Well, he is a god now, so maybe he gets a.
He's at the helm, and do the rest of you follow, or just is this a solo Helios move here? Doesn't matter to me. But.
No, I think
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. Push
Airheads is kind of chilling.
Yeah.
resting up.
All right,
Petting Admiral Parrington.
nice.
I almost was going to say, he's like, I'm going to go see the captain. I'm like, I'm going to go see the admiral.
Yeah, nice. He comes in and starts kind of rubbing against your leg. You go over to the captain. He puts a hand on your shoulder and he says, "It's good to see that you're up and walking about. You weren't looking too good when we brought you in last night."
The fact that we are here at all is to your credit. Thank you, Captain.
Well, what was that thing we saw? The thing that burst out of the mountain?
That is Trenass. Formerly Trenass. He has done an unspeakable evil, and it has transformed him. He must be stopped. And that is where we must go now.
Where's he headed?
North.
Towards Belikai.
Yes.
What do you have there?
This scale will give you the sense of direction, the pull towards him. It is attached to him in a way. You saw him. He is a serpent now, yes?
He nods.
Helios reaches over and places that scale in his hand. Do you feel it?
He kind of pulls his hand back and, surprised by the feeling. Yes.
It is connected. And the stronger the pull, the closer we are. We must go and find him. You must sail with all haste.
You ever taken the helm of a ship before?
No.
It's easy. Come here.
Helios walks behind him.
He kind of walks you through how to do that, and which I will not attempt to do because I have zero sailing knowledge. With the amount of games we play on boats, I really should take like a sailing class. But you take the helm and you take the wheel. You maneuver the ship. You turn it so that you feel like you're on the right course.
Okay.
And
Cool.
and he looks up at the sails as the wind is pushing against them now, and he says, "Won't be easy. We'll have to tack against the wind." Almost in response, you feel the scale heat up in your hand, and suddenly you feel the wind behind you, and the sails fill, and start pushing the ship in the direction you want to go. As you feel a little bit of that power received from your sacrifices
Nice.
come to aid you.
Awesome.
You all feel the ship start to pick up speed. The captain says, maintain this course. And he kind of runs off and starts yelling at his sailors to, get all the sails down. And, with the wind as perfect as it is at the moment, he gets the ship moving fast.
Helios kind of puts his wrist on the wheel of the ship and uses that to kind of steer as he holds the scale in his good hand, and kind of just thinks on the scale itself and how it's connected to between the two gods as they were.
You definitely feel a tiny bit of the power of Jorah Moor still within it.
Very cool.
Jorah Moor, take the wheel.
The bumper sticker on the back of the ship.
Wow. Hell yes.
So the rest of you in the cabin, you feel the ship starting to move, starting to get going at a good pace. Anything you want to do while you're kind of a little bit of downtime here?
Lots of cat sleep.
You guys got you did get like a full night's rest. I'm not sure what you're at for hit points.
How does it work for healing again? Recover. When you do nothing but rest in comfort and safety after a day of rest, you recover all your hit points.
Oh.
After 3 days of rest, you remove one debility of your choice. If you're under the care of a healer, magical or otherwise, you heal a debility for every 2 days of rest instead.
You're gonna get 1 day of rest on the boat.
Did anyone have a debility?
There were some floating around. I'm not sure if they were removed or not.
I'm scarred, I think, from like one of the first games.
That's from when you went through the window.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Dan, you had one or two.
Yeah.
There's a very clear place on the character
check 'em off.
sheet to mark these.
Is the check mark checked or is it not checked?
Where?
On the ability scores. There's a check mark. For
Oh,
scarred or
right. I
confused.
know where I got it from. I only had one, and I got it from the sacrifice to the altar.
Wow, that was like game.
It was game
4
like 3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Long time
have a minus to. I had a minus to Dex.
We're really bad at bookkeeping, I guess.
Apparently.
With our forgetting our bonds.
I checked the check mark.
You did. You did.
Oh no, I checked it too. -1 shaky.
All right. It's been a pretty short timeline, all of these events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not much rest in between.
Yeah. Definitely not a few days.
A couple days you gotta train healer, right?
Yeah, 2 days.
2 days you
rest
get a trained
for a trained
healer.
healer.
Oh, okay. All right.
I
Yes,
also have.
Are we getting 2 days of rest? Because I am a trained healer.
No, not right now. But
Okay, I'll keep it.
yeah, and Josh and Matt, you guys didn't have any of that stuff, right?
Nope. No.
You guys are good at this, staying out of the fight.
I checked it just to remind myself my constitution's 1 down.
Oh, right.
But that's not that.
All right. The boat's moving quick. The sailors are singing a shanty. They're in good spirits. They're happy to see that all of you are recovering well, and that they have purpose. As you all move around the boat, you're surprised to see how much they seem to believe in all of you. They seem to trust in what this craziness that they've been told to do, which is to bring you to fight Trenass.
I guess being back out on the open sea and away from that kind of crazy island and all the bizarre weather and unnatural stuff and being stuck on the ground, I was dying. Spush kind of gets revigorated after quite a long period of rest, and I think I'll probably spend a good chunk of that last day probably swimming along the ship, and dolphining up, doing the whole hopping out of the water, getting the sailors all excited, doing some little tricks.
Nice.
Hop up, spin.
All right.
Did you guys level up? You got new abilities?
I
Want to
leveled
talk
up.
about that?
Yeah.
Who got abilities?
I got an ability.
What did you get?
I got Samson, which is you can take it. You may take the ability to immediately break free of any physical or mental restraint.
Whoa.
Wow.
Noise.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Dan?
I took one kind of in light of our little scene.
Super mega sacrifice spell.
Yep. Basically, it's called Burning Bridges. When you would take your last breath, don't. Instead, you may erase one of your bonds. This is permanent and lowers your total available bonds forever. You are alive and have 1d6 hit points.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Damn.
I like that.
I kind of like got it for free the last session.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually very appropriate for what happened. Matt, did you level up?
I did. I got an advanced move. I chose Invigorate. When you heal someone, they take +2 forward to their damage.
Wow.
And Josh, did you level
I
up?
didn't. I'm bad at Dungeon World, and I am still.
You're still a dolphin.
I'm still fucking halfway from leveling, to be honest.
Yeah, like you're good,
Like a
7
full,
or 8,
almost a
experience
full
behind
level
everyone.
behind everyone.
Yeah, that's great.
You need to do some hunting rolls as a sea bass.
All right, so the ship is underway. About a day has passed when the captain asks for all of you to meet him on the deck. So you're all feeling much stronger, and you go up above deck. There's a light drizzle, and the sails are still full of wind. You're still moving fast, and he says, "Our path hasn't changed much. It definitely seems like Trenass is on his way to Belakai." And we're coming into some bad weather. The crew, well, they can tell. I haven't addressed them yet, but it's going to get ugly. I don't know what any of you can do to help, but whatever you can do, we'll need it to get through what's up ahead. He points in front of the boat, and you just see storm clouds on the water in the distance. And you see crackling lightning through the sky. He says, "I'm going to speak to the crew in a few moments." Then he kind of just walks away from all of you.
Helios looks ahead at the storm and he says, "Trenass is close."
If he gets to Belakai, the damage he can do, the lives he can take.
I do not know if we can blunt his power. I do know that this scale, this piece of Jorah Moor, still has some small spark of Jorah Moor. It has kept the winds favorable for us. I do not know if it can be harnessed or amplified for safe passage in a storm of such divine making. Could be worth a try.
You see that the crew is starting to gather on the deck, and Captain Cohen stands up on a box and he says, "Well then, it seems we've come full circle. The last time we saw a storm like this, it tore our ship apart. But now we sail into it. We face it head on. And this time we're ready. We will be ready. This ship is strong. Its hull is reinforced. It has storm sails. And we're all ready for what lies within that cloud. So you all know your jobs. We do this for a higher purpose now." He looks to the four of you. Says, "Let's get these men where they need to be." And he walks to the helm and takes the wheel. And he says, "Into the storm!" And the ship enters the storm.
I tell Captain Cohen to go a lot easier if I have a human sacrifice.
Jake, can I I don't know if I get another chance to use this ability, so I'm going to try to squeeze another one out of it in the time of the building anticipation to this weather. Wondering if I could use Communion of Whispers. When you spend time in a place, making note of its resident spirits and calling on the spirits of the land, roll plus wisdom, you'd be granted a vision of significance to you, your allies, and the spirits around you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You can use it now.
Okay.
This whole storm is going to take a while. So here's what's happening. You guys are essentially trying to sail your ship into a hurricane to the center.
Smart.
And it's not going to work unless you guys, help and make sure it works.
Okay.
So I'd like you all to give some thought to how you can make that happen. And we can definitely start off with this weird thing that Sapush is going to do. This is going to, it's going to take a while too. I mean, it's not just like 10 minutes to get to the middle. It's like miles.
I was thinking if this works, maybe it doesn't, but, most of Sapush's kind of previous communing with nature is it's more seen to express more like literally with animal spirits and things like that. This I kind of want to try to tap more in directly just to the spirit of nature, and then maybe to basically be in a spot where he can almost forewarn like the captain, so he can give commands when before the swell comes or before the wind changes direction. That's kind of what he's maybe
I like it.
trying to
I like
to.
that a lot. Okay. You hold off on your rolling.
Okay.
But good. Yeah. Let's just get an idea of what everyone's doing, and then we'll do some rolling, and then we can kind of collectively narrate how this goes, like Dungeon World is supposed to be played.
Follow.
Dan sent me a nasty gram because he doesn't like talking to everyone else, I guess.
I'm gonna. No, I will. I just wanted to check with something before.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Please review subparagraphs.
Subsection Z. I got to write nastygrams so I can, take pictures of them and put them on our Instagram. Totally logical. Totally logical.
Okay. Does anyone else know how they're gonna kind of assist in getting through this storm?
Ariad is going to talk to the first mate and basically ask him where he needs his strongest men.
Okay.
And help out there, and maybe take the place of more than one, and that they can do something else on the
Nice.
ship.
Try to free up a couple of their guys from the lines or
They can
or
do
whatever.
more technical stuff, and I can do just the grunt work.
I like it. Okay. Cool.
Kyle will kind of take. Holy shit! I just blanked on John's character's name. Ariad.
Yes.
Ariad's lead and ask the first mate. So do you think everybody perhaps want to be stronger, or maybe more nimble? I'm not really sure how to handle a storm here. What would be the biggest help that I could do, I suppose.
I see. So you are you want to know how you can bolster the crew best?
Yeah.
He says, well, we need to make sure no one falls off of the deck. It's going to be tough to be up on that rigging in the wind. The men are good climbers, but anything you can do helps.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do what I can. I'll cast light.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that, you can do other stuff as well if there's anything else you had in mind, but
Just got to be really high and docile so they won't fear their impending death.
yeah. Are you going for dexterity?
Yeah, I was going to be between dexterity and strength, whichever figured would be better. So yeah, dex.
Okay. What else are you going to be doing? I mean, like you do that and maintain it. So yeah, imagine this is like several hours of going through the storm. That's what it's going to be like. Just give some thought to what you want to do. Dan?
As we sail towards this hurricane, Helios will go up to the altar up on surprise, up on top of the ship there, and he's going to pull out a feather that he took from Jorah Moor's body before he left, from his wings, and he is going to place it on the altar, and he will cut his hand and allow some of his blood to drip into the altar as well. And he is going to use the altar, and he's going to try to call upon or call to Jorah Moor.
Oh, okay.
I'd like you to get more creative with your physical sacrifice.
Right.
Like take the feather and shove it into your pee hole.
All right. I like it.
There's only so many
point-
cuts that
I
man
know,
can
there's
take.
At this
so
point,
many.
there's Helios blood.
Everywhere.
The wind's blowing, just the blood catches in the wind and just
Like always on everyone's clothes. Oh, man.
All right. I'd like you each to roll whatever you think is appropriate for the thing you're doing. And then we'll go around, and I'd like you each, based on your role and what you said, to kind of narrate your portion of this challenge.
Helios's hand looks like a 15-year-old girl's arm.
Yikes. She's a cutter.
Hey, there's some experience for you.
There's an XP.
Both of you?
No, not me.
Oh.
No, over to 12.
Ooh. 7 to 9 is mixed success, right?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have we been playing this game?
Well, he never rolls higher than a 6 anyways.
All right. As you guys are thinking about what you're doing, the captain yells to the crew into the storm, and the Sea Witch hits a wall of wind. It breaks through. You quickly see the sails snap into another direction, and the entire ship lurches to the side. He spins the wheel, and the deck is at a 45-degree angle all of a sudden. You see crewmen holding onto lines, still climbing the rigging, still doing their jobs, as the ship is tossed from side to side, but continues into the storm with these, incredible winds at your back, pushing it deeper and deeper into the storm. The waves are crashing across the top of the deck. You can see lightning in the sky above you. Occasionally, you see spouts of water just pouring up over the ship. And who wants to start?
So Ariad is on one of the main ropes from the main mast. And as soon as it hits the hurricane, the main sail fills with wind and gets pulled. And he kind of gets slid across the deck as he's holding on to this rope. He has a couple other people on the rope with him. And as the main mast kind of whips back and forth and is jostling in the wind, the other side of the sail, that rope snaps and starts to flutter in the wind. And he yells at the two sailors that are helping him with this rope. He goes, "Move to help them out. I got this." And they look back at him and let go of the rope and run over to help capture the sail and get it back under control as he's gripping onto this rope, sliding across the deck as he gets the side railing, and he kind of props his feet up onto the side railing and just holds on for dear life as they get the other side of the main mast under control.
I like it. Did you get a full success?
I got 12, yeah.
A 12.
Yeah.
Ooh, flair. Great. Who's next?
Splish got a 5.
Okay.
So he failed.
Okay.
However, the language of communion whispers, I think, so on a 10 plus, the vision will be clear and helpful to you. On a 7 to 9, the vision is unclear. It's meaning murky. On a miss, the vision is upsetting, frightening, or traumatizing. GM will describe it, take -1 forward. Doesn't necessarily say on a failure, you don't get anything. So I think what I'd like to say is that it works, but it kicks his ass. Like, so Sapush essentially kind of, lashes himself maybe literally into the rigging above the aft deck or over where the
Right.
captain is. And not only is he feeling, he's physically exposed to the storm, but in some ways he's tapped into it more. And as he, feels the ocean start to like lunge forward, he feels that massive, swell that's 3 waves away. He actually kind of feels it in him. The seaweed comes up out of his, mouth. The winds kind of bat him around more than they should for his side. He's getting physically shattered against the rigging and against the mast, but he's able to, kind of make these painful calls out to the captain in advance of some of the things. So -1 forward, period.
-1 forward. I like it. Yeah, you're
Taking sacrifice.
pretty beaten.
The true
I like
meaning
it.
of sacrifice.
I like it. Very good. So we've got this. So you're doing this for literally hours too. It takes you a long time to sail into the middle of a hurricane, and it's exhausting for everyone. But for you, it's exhausting on such a deeper level. You can see Ariad, his muscles straining as he continues to help control the rigging. And you can see the rest of the crew getting exhausted, but for you, it's something that goes mentally much deeper. Helios,
Helios. He lets the blood kind of flow from his fist into the altar, and lights the fire, and then places the feather from Jorah Moor into it, and as it burns, it doesn't just burn up all at once. It kind of slowly burns the feather, which kind of defies what it is. And what ends up happening is whenever the winds come in and seem like they're just about to the breaking point of the sails or the ship heeling over, the wind seems to pull back just enough so that the ship itself isn't kind of wrecked or ruined by these hurricane winds. And because of this kind of ebb and flow of power from Jorah Moor, I think because I rolled a 7, which is a mixed success, that Trenass probably feels some sort of ebb on his own power.
okay,
And so knows, maybe not necessarily that it's us or that we're coming for him or anything like that, but knows that whatever has happened, that there's something affecting him.
he's warned in some way.
Yep.
I like that. Okay, cool. All right.
So Kyle failed on his light row. I only rolled a 5.
What's up, bro?
Just out of curiosity, what did you roll?
I rolled a 3.
Oh
So
no,
I
I
rolled-
mean, what did you roll? You roll cast a spell? Is that what you
Yeah.
rolled? Okay. So that's a failure. So I will give you the option of successfully casting the spell, but there will be a cost if you would like.
So the sea starts to get rough, and Kyle's out there with his staff, and it's got this, bright blue calming glow that's going on. But as the wind starts picking up, his robes start kind of fluttering around, and they kind of keep covering the tip of his staff, putting the light out. And as he keeps trying to fumble around with that, and the boat keeps getting rougher and rougher, it doesn't quite have his sea legs as well as everybody else. It starts getting a little green and pale, and can't keep the light going, and starts feeling ill. And you see him clutching the side of the ship, just puking over the side of the boat for probably a good hour.
What's up? It's fun storm for Kyle and Sapush.
All right. I like it. So this goes on for several hours. and it's clear that it's taking its toll on the crew. It's not letting up. In fact, it seems to suddenly get far worse. Sapush, you warned the captain just in time that a surge of wind is about to hit the ship, and it knocks you. It literally makes you black out for a moment, just feeling the power of this wind, and it hits the ship almost from the opposite direction of where it's been coming from. And Dan, you reach out to the power of Jorah Moor and try to fight against it. And it's also sort of physically exhausting. And John, all of a sudden the boom swings and you grab this line and put it over your shoulder and turn your back to it and start pulling it across the deck. You see one sailor get thrown off of the rigging into the storm. And then all of a sudden this violent wind that suddenly hit you out of nowhere is gone and the sea is calm and you're in the eye of the hurricane.
I feel like there's someone else here with us.
Did we die?
Do I see the sailor that got kicked off?
No, he's dead because Matt failed his role to give him a
good
dexterity
job.
bonus. Nice work.
Hey, but however, yesterday he told you want to start following Dio. So
There it is.
There you go. 1 for 1.
1 for 1.
Perfect score.
So the
Perfect
next-
KD ratio.
the next one has a
next
good
one, you
shot.
got to really you convert Wally on that next one.
Death thanks you. By the way. You break through the storm and suddenly it's calm. You feel a light breeze, but it's a pretty surreal experience. You can see the sun all of a sudden up above you, and it's like you're inside of a giant bowl. All around you, you see walls of clouds that just arch up into the sky. The sea looks very choppy, but other than that, it's clear. You can see that all of a sudden the wind isn't in the sails, and flying above the ship in the center of this eye of the storm is a giant winged serpent.
Cool.
Any of you guys remember being in like a real hurricane, like the eye of a storm?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hurricane Bob.
Bob.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, same
It's a really crazy. Yeah, I remember
Experience.
that. It was
It's
very
like super
weird.
warm too.
Very weird.
From
The barometric pressure like drops.
Yeah.
So it just it's such a weird sensation.
The sky looks fucking bizarre.
Yep. Yeah, and literally walls of clouds like on all around you. And that edge when you right on the they call it the cloud wall, I think, is like the worst part of the storm.
Yep.
Yeah. There's some pretty wild videos online of planes flying into it.
Yep.
It's insane.
Yeah, like Noah. Yeah, all those Noah airplanes. Those crazy
Oh,
bastards.
is that a hint? We just got to get Trenass to fly into the wall this thing.
So if you want a good idea of like what it's like on the eye of a storm, yeah, check out those videos. They're pretty awesome.
I could use like a Noah airplane right now.
All of a sudden,
Take on Trenass.
so all of a sudden you can hear the screams of the sailors, like when you get the music up real loud and then someone turns it down and then all of a sudden you're yelling. And they kind of quickly stop and everyone is just looking around in amazement. And you all take a moment to kind of get your wits about you. The ship is pretty badly damaged, but thanks to all of your guidance, you did manage to make it through with just a few casualties among the crew. And you see this serpent and it kind of spins in the air, turns its serpent body in like a corkscrew almost, and turns to face all of you. This area that you're in is maybe a few miles across, and it's floating above the center.
I was hoping that we wouldn't fight this thing on the ship.
Yep. 100%.
Definitely hoping we were going to get to land.
100%.
It'll be fine. Don't worry.
We've got to get to a land-bound campaign one of these days. Really gotta. Fuck.
Just everyone needs to just start making mounted characters and forcing the game on land.
All right, so your seahorse knights,
or thinking that we're going to be land players, we'll just all make weird like aquatic players, knowing
This
that
is like
it'll
a weird.
eventually
This is like a weird
end up
meta
on- yeah.
game against the GM.
Correct. It's a meta move.
Captain Cohen looks shaken. He looks to you, Sapush, because you are the closest person to him, and he says, "What do we do?"
I don't know. I didn't want it to happen like this, but oh well. I just need to get my feet back under me. Sapush kind of cuts himself free and falls to a pretty ungainly heap onto the deck. In a very not encouraging way to the captain.
Yeah, he's looking at you because you're, as I said, you're the closest one. But it's clear that he's looking for some sort of guidance. Like you guys, he didn't really know what to expect. But this is way outside of his wheelhouse. So he says, "Do I sail towards it?"
Well, the only way for us to do anything to it is to get near it. So yes.
Do you have any
Unfortunately,
ranged weapons on board, Captain?
Does that cannon still work?
You all turn and you see the cannon. It is still there. It's been tied down to the deck.
Does anybody know how to use it?
Forgot about that guy.
Well done, John.
I
Key point to remember.
don't think Kyle forgot about it.
You guys shot with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helios,
really
can
quick
you
look-
do something? Stick your nub in the back or something, and just angle it that way. I don't know if it works that way.
I do not think it works that way.
Well, you don't know if it try. Just try.
Jake, does the captain knew what a cannon was?
Yeah.
I say to the captain, you must bring your men to arms. And if any of you know how to use the cannon, make sure they load it.
Hey, story kind of changed from bring these heroes to confront the great danger to you guys are going to have
You guys need to carry,
looking around real quick, Jake, there no sight of land. I don't know. Do we have an idea of, in our travels north, if we were getting anywhere close to, like, we know where we're going, right?
There's a lot of small islands in this area.
Okay.
Like the ones that you were kind of hopping between. So you see like a couple small islands like within the eye of the storm. Like I said, it's a couple miles across, like very small islands, like just, 80 feet across in some cases.
I turn to my companions here as the captain maybe starts shouting orders to the crew, and I say, we should not fight him on the ship. It will be sunk, and these men are not here for this. Maybe we can get Trenass to follow us to one of those islands?
I think you are right, Sapush. We must at least angle towards them.
The captain nods and says, "Angle towards the islands." Yes. He says we can use the cannon to draw it. We can't ignore that.
I may be able to draw him to us as well.
The captain has someone else take the helm, and he goes down and starts cutting the cannon loose with a few of his crew and pushing it over to the to the side of the boat that is facing Trenass. And you feel the boat arch and turn towards one of these small islands and start to push off in that direction.
Jake, I'm going to conjure fire.
Okay.
And
he's really far away still.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
The one of the advanced moves, the killing fire, allows me to add far as a descriptor to the fire that I use.
All right.
So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to summon some fire far away.
Okay. You go ahead and roll that for me.
Sure.
Were you going to say something, John?
Yeah, I turn to one of the crewmen and I say, "Are there any bows and arrows aboard?"
He nods and he points to like a cabinet basically, and you go and you open it up, and sure enough, inside there are some bows.
Mind if I take one? I grab down and pick up a bow and
All right.
a handful of arrows.
Are you any good with that, Ariad?
Oh yes, quite good at this actually.
Well,
We trained for many years on bows.
good. Then give you a little extra help, or Dio will. And I'll pull out my goat pendant, and I will cast or attempt to cast bless on you.
Can he cast the spell?
That's an 8, so it's
Hey,
succeed
he
nice.
did it.
with with choose one. You draw. I'll draw unwelcome attention and put myself in a spot. The GM will tell you how.
Oh, okay.
I have to roll to conjure the fire and get the descriptor.
Okay.
I got a 9 for that, so I can do the far descriptor.
What does the spell do?
You have +1 ongoing as long as the battle continues and you stand and fight.
Copy.
And now I guess would be volley.
Sure. Hang on one second,
Sure,
on that,
yep.
Dan. Okay, I'm trying to think of the best way for you to draw attention. I think, maybe it's a sort of magical connection now between you and Ariad. But essentially, if whatever Ariad does to hurt him, he's gonna think that it's gonna seem like it's coming from you in some way. We'll figure that out when we get there.
Yeah.
So you are blessed, and you're gonna start loosing arrows.
Yeah, as soon as we're
Sure.
within range.
All right, what are you up to right now, Mr. Sapush?
I think Spush was kind of getting his feet under him and kind of just observing and realizing that this is about to be joined and not seeing a lot of good he can do here. So he'll walk over and kind of move to the edge of the deck and turn to Kyle and say, Kyle, in case we die, thank you. And thank you for sharing your journey with Dio. Maybe I will see you in the place after.
I'm sure of it, Sapush. And thank you for showing me yours. May not have turned out exactly how I thought, but, well, everything happens for a reason.
Of course. Spush jumps off the side of the deck and takes flight.
Nice. What kind of bird?
A sort of I don't know. This
Pelican.
isn't really how it's supposed to work, but some sort of large, fast ocean-going bird. I mean, I don't know,
Tern?
like albatross, tern, something like that. Yeah.
Albatross are slow.
Oh, yeah. I guess so.
Osprey.
Tern. But with brighter plumage than maybe naturally would exist.
Cool.
So
Okay.
a natural animal,
Blue-footed
but
booby.
kind of yeah. Terns are pretty small, right?
Turns are small and fast as hell.
I'm gonna be a big bright tern. just
A baby
I
teeth.
figure I'm already kind of an abomination of nature because I was sent back. Like Sapush does kind of think like he shouldn't be alive,
Right.
and so maybe he kind of, partly was just joking. It's kind of metagaming, but also, I think he thinks like, well, he can kind of break the rules a little
Cool.
bit now.
Maybe his animal forms will kind of show that a little bit now.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Neat.
A little bit more. If we were playing mage,
I feel like you're.
obscene magic.
Yeah. I feel like I think I know you're just gearing up to take the chimera ability.
I was about to say that.
What is that?
You sound like you're turning into a chimera.
It's the it's like a druid ability that lets you mix and
multiple
match basically
animals?
different animals. Yeah.
Oh,
the chimera legend.
No.
I'm many levels away from that.
Oh,
These
okay.
guys will be fucking epic levels.
Cool. And then what is the big bright turn doing?
Flying up towards the towards Trenass.
Oh boy.
Even
That
with
was
-1 forward, I just barely got a 10. So I have hold 3 in my
Nice.
bright blue turn mobile.
That's awesome. All right. And do you guys give me some volley rolls?
Sure.
This is going to basically determine this is getting his attention and drawing him towards this island. These volley rolls, and if this fails, then it's going to be up to the turn or maybe the cannon.
I got 11.
An 11. Okay.
I got an 8.
Very good. So you hit him. Tell me what this fire effect looks like. This far-reaching fire.
It's probably the best way to describe it is that Helios conjures it between his hands, and then it kind of boils into itself, and then appears up in the sky as sort of a much larger kind of burst of flame that kind of happens like in its kind of flight path as it turns towards us.
Cool. So yeah, you're not really throwing it. It's like
No.
appearing. Yeah,
Yep.
That's cool. All right. And it does hit him. And then Ariad, tell me about the archery of your homeland. Is that something that you're trained with a bow from a young age?
Yeah, I mean, all the elves who train as guards are trained in multiple weapons. It's just you choose you have a preferable weapon. I can speak.
Cool. So you've never used a bow before in this game,
Right.
But it's a pretty crazy shot, and it hits dead on. So describe what happens.
He kind of steps up to the side rail as the ship starts to turn, and extends the bow over him and kind of lays it down and breathes out and takes a little micro adjustments to aim and lets loose, and you just see the silver arrow, this like glint of the metal, fly deep into the into this eye of the storm as it miraculously impacts with this creature that is 100 yards away, 200 yards away.
It doesn't seem like it did much damage, but it got his attention.
Yeah.
I think we had like all the recipes to kind of remake the Smog Black Arrow scene with Josh being the bird that tells him where the
Nice.
like little piece
like
of
it.
yeah, there we go.
So he Trenass, the serpent, does this kind of roll in the air, and comes to face the ship, and Josh, you actually kind of turn away from him as he's suddenly facing you and suddenly coming in your direction. It's a weird sensation because the storm, he stays at the center of the eye. So as he's coming towards you, the whole storm wall behind him is also moving towards you. The wall behind you is also moving. He's at the center of the world, basically.
We're
And-
not even going to bother rolling damage, right?
No, that literally was to see
Attention
if you could get his
getting. Yeah,
attention. Yeah.
Pew pew
And
pew.
you have, and he's started to come in your direction, and then you hear the boom of the cannon as they let rip a shot, and it just misses him. Sails over one of his feathery wings, but he must understand what it means because you hear a roar, and then Kyle, you feel the hair on your arms start to stand up. You see your hair starts to stand up on your head. And what do you do?
I will move away from everybody yelling, back.
Like you're telling everyone to get away from you?
Yeah.
All right, nice.
Get a hold of a grounding rod fast.
Okay, Tesla. You have an innate understanding of how energy
Get your
electricity
Faraday
works.
cage. Hurry.
Quickly.
Matt, I like it. Nice sort of sacrificial, like just keep everyone else safe kind of move.
He really has taught us the true meaning of sacrifice.
Father sacrifice.
Yes.
You're like some crazy black metal version of Santa Claus. Yeah.
It's
Everyone,
not about what you get, it's about what you give.
the crew seem confused, but they follow your directions. They start moving away from you, and you can feel the crackle of electricity on your skin as this is about to hit you. Dan, we'll say you're the closest one. Helios. You hear him say this, and what do you do?
I
don't know what I do. I
Cut myself.
Can I
light
burn him?
something on
Can I-
fire.
I'm really running out of options if those two don't work. I will.
Can I burn the lightning?
Yes. Is there a way? I will cast a dome of fire over him.
I don't think that there's anything to, obviously, to gain. Like, I don't know anything about electricity. I don't know if it's going to be diffused by hitting more than one person.
I mean, you wouldn't know why he's saying back. You just
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe-
I didn't know if we all felt the static charge
No,
or not.
no,
Okay.
really just him. Yeah, maybe you don't really know. Yeah, it's possible.
I stay back from him, and I will try to discern why he's saying that. Maybe I can make a discern reality check.
Sure, I'll let you do that. And while you're doing
Sure.
that, Sapush and Ariad, you see that the boat is getting much closer to this small island. The boat is about the same size as this island. You know, it's not a very big spot of land, but it is a spot of land. And as the boat is approaching the island, so is Trenass approaching the boat, and you're kind of both looking back and forth to the two, and you think, you know, will you make it before he kind of gets to you? What are you guys doing?
Sapush is going to tease Trenass. It's the only thing you can think of. He's basically going to do little bird acrobatics right in front of Trenass. Just try to play on his pride and just, you know, try to make it look obvious that he's teasing and toying with him and, you know, literally chirping playfully as he does a couple spins
Cool.
by the side of his face.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Dex?
Yeah, give me a
Kind of
defy danger
All
dexterity.
right.
Yeah.
So I
And
did
then-
+1 for my form crafter to Dex, which just
Yeah,
makes it
yeah.
even out because I got the
And
-1 forward. But
I'd say your -1 is going to go to con because you're a little birdie.
yeah, that makes sense. But I had the -1 forward overall.
Right.
But
You rolled amazing.
I rolled
See?
great, so that's an 11. So I do it,
Awesome.
and the threat
Okay.
doesn't come to bear.
I like it. John, Ariad sees this happening. You see this little bird buzzing around his head, and slowing him down. And you think you'll get to the land before he gets to the ship, which is good because as he approaches, you see just how massive he is, and you're afraid that if he hit the ship on the open water, it would
be
just
sunk.
destroy it. Yeah.
I look over the island and I look back at the companions and I say, "Get ready, we're going to be on. We need to disembark now." And he jumps to the side of the ship and gets ready to, with his bow and a bunch of arrows,
All right.
to jump down.
All right.
To the island.
Dan, what happened with Helios?
With my discern reality, I got a 9. And so I think the question I want to know is what here is useful or valuable to me. So, like, the best way to what I'm working towards is the best way to defend Father Black, if I can figure that out. Looking at the defend kind of results, you can redirect an attack from the thing you defend to yourself, have the attack's effects or damage, open the attacker to an ally, giving that ally +1 forward, or deal damage to the attacker equal to your level. I was thinking that if there was a way that I could figure out how to defend him, that I could somehow reduce the damage to him.
Sure. So why don't you do this? Give me a defend roll.
Sure.
Take +1 forward because you discerned the situation accurately.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually managed
Five.
to get a 7 by rolling a 4.
Oh, nice.
I
Okay.
have a
did
+2 con and a +1 forward.
Okay. All right. So what's your goal here? You want to what effect were you looking for? I got some ideas.
I mean,
play out.
my thought is that knowing that he's going to be struck, that by joining him, that it'll somehow reduce what he takes the brunt of. So I'm going to run into the center with him and kind of grasp him by the shoulder.
All right. I like it.
Yep.
Okay, so you do that. Matt, you
The opposite of Matt's bond to me.
you see him run over, and you think maybe he's trying to push you out of the way, but he knows what's about to happen, and sure enough, there's a crackle of lightning as it hits the deck and hits both of you. Both of you take a d6 plus 2 damage.
Okay.
Oh, now it rolls
Better
well.
than 2d6 plus 4?
Yeah.
7 damage.
Woof.
5 damage, but I get
Oh,
to-
that's a
It's an odd number. Yay! Did it.
Helios has the most rules.
I mean, it fits Dan's style. As many rules as
Need
possible.
spreadsheets. It's a requirement of my characters.
Now, what happens?
I don't know. I'm
Negative
just rolling stuff.
All right, you
Minus
take care of
D4.
you.
Yeah, I'll take care of me.
You take care of you as
You do
the
you.
bolt of lightning hits the two of you and knocks you both to the deck. And then you hear,
I only took 1.
okay, you hear something hit the ship from the deck where you're both laying. Up above, Sapush, you're flying around, buzzing around him, and you actually get him to peel off and turn in your direction. He snaps at you with his jaws a few times, which are, you're a bird, and his mouth is as big as, like this dining room table. So, at one point he almost like gets you in his mouth, and you fly between two teeth to narrowly evade him. But you've got him kind of spinning around in midair, not attacking the ship. And at one point, when you orient yourself so that you can see the ship, you just see this swell, this wave come up below it and lift it pretty high. And when the wave resides, the ship smashes down on this island. And is like run aground on this land. And you see Ariad jump off of the side of the boat, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, Ariad, take it from there.
I jumped down to the island and then draw an arrow and try to pull its ire, basically, with another boat with an arrow.
All right, give me a volley.
Yeah. Oh, great. That is a 6, yeah, even with the plus 1. So, just 6. So I fail.
6 fail. What happens when you fail on volley?
It doesn't say. I just looked it up
I think
in
you
the
just
book,
miss.
Yeah, you just miss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably spent-
volley's
probably
very
spent
forgiving.
ammo.
Yeah. I guess in general, volley attacks do less damage, so that they don't really have as many downsides.
But what's going well, I guess
ammunition is the thing.
7 to 9, like there are bad effects that happen, but if you straight miss, nothing happens.
We'll say how many arrows do you think you grabbed?
Bushel.
Bushel 20.
20? Okay. All right.
I'll count them off.
All right. Yeah, you take a shot. It gets caught by an updraft and just whipped away in the wrong direction. Sapush, what are you doing? Sorry, I kind of narrated what you were doing. I didn't give you a chance to act.
That's what I was going for. So I mean,
Cool.
I would say, I got these. I have 3 holds.
You've got
I
3
don't-
holds. Yeah, you're holding
know,
on to those. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
really know any way to use them other than doing what I'm doing. So I just keep doing it. I'm just
I like
try to distract this thing as long as it takes to have my companions look like they're ready to face this thing. They're getting off the ship. They're doing whatever.
Right. Okay. Well, you have you've succeeded in doing that. So
right.
we'll say that basically, let's say that you use a hold,
Okay.
to basically get him to not do anything.
Yep.
That turn.
That works.
Yeah. So what? Yeah, what we said.
Bingo.
Meanwhile, Helios, you are kind of on top of Father Black on the deck of the ship. Your ears are ringing, and you see that his are actually bleeding as he opens his eyes and is somehow alive. You're just kind of shaking from what just happened to you, and you both are on the deck of the ship.
Can you move, Father Black?
Yeah. I said, back away. Come.
Come. We must go quickly. Onto the land.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I use my one good hand and pull you up.
take
You
my
should use a
strong
fire
hand.
hand.
Definitely. Quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going as fast as I can. I'm fucking old and just got hit by lightning. God.
Helios kind of scrambles down because the ship is now kind of
it's run
Run
aground.
aground,
It's
right?
imagine like the front half of it is on this small island.
yep.
Yeah.
So Helios, I think, kind of scrambles over to the landward side, and he's going to like look for a way to kind of scramble down.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Helping each other, you both manage to get off of the boat. You see Ariad launching arrows at this thing, and you're not sure at first where Sapush is, but then you see this small bird just harrying this monster, and the two of you make your way onto this large rock basically, and over to where Ariad is. And the three of you gather there. The waves keep kind of crashing up over this rock that you're on, like onto your feet, and you look at each other, and then you look up at this monster. And who's up? Ariad?
Yeah, Ariad will notch another arrow and take another shot at him. Now a bit closer, a bit more deadly, and hopefully rolling better.
Helios will also yell to Captain Cohen, "Keep firing!"
Yeah, it's time to
Adjust the cannon.
doing some DPS
Yeah,
over there.
10 for the volley.
Oh, okay.
Do I get to roll danger?
You do. You do.
Hey. Well, everything is the same. 5.
5 damage?
Yep.
Mark that. All right. You hit him with an arrow, and he snaps his head back towards you, away from this bird for a moment, and starts almost controlled fall from the sky towards you.
Yes, closer.
Sapush.
I would like to. I'm going to try to interfere with Trenass here.
Okay.
When you help or hinder someone you have a bond with, I don't have a bond with them, but I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to use a hold and, probably, peck at its eyes. Try to just flutter right in its eyes, scrape, peck, claw, do whatever. So I don't know what that is.
Sure.
That's not a.
Give me a dexterity defy danger.
Okay.
Wow, you were rolling hot.
There's a
Double
reason that you
sixes.
don't advance.
Yeah, that's a straight bone zone. Double sixes.
I think
so
you just killed him.
That's
I think that's it. I think the game's over.
that's a 13.
I think you just burrowed into his
13?
eye.
Go through one eye, out the other.
Right.
So, as I said, he starts this controlled dive towards your companions. He's so massive that you imagine he's just going to flatten them. I mean, that's what goes through your little bird head. I'm just going to crush him with his body. And what do you do how do you stop that?
I think he lands on this giant scaled eyelid and digs his bird talons in and just pulls it back. Just enough to, some pain and just complete distraction of what he was focusing on.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, he roars, extends his wings, and they, fill with air and
I
pull him
chirp
up.
right fucking at him.
I think you just gave Trenass a debility.
Yeah, so his wings suddenly fill with air and kind of stop him from falling, and he reverses direction and actually kind of pulls his body close just in reaction to the pain, pulls his tail up and coils himself together in the air, and then he's kind of free floating above all of you now.
Get a nice shot. Line him up.
Who's next, Helios or
I'm
Black?
just going to be summoning fire again because that's just how it works.
Go? Okay.
I just have to roll to summon it again.
Ooh.
Very casual. I'm just going to be
Summoning some fire, no big deal. Yeah,
With the god that's inside me. MVP.
12.
Okay.
So I get to pick 2. I'll do far and
You don't need to do far anymore.
okay. I'll do forceful and +1 damage.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Far is different from range, right?
There's messy, forceful, reach, near, and far.
Okay.
And then there's hand, thrown, and near.
So he's not like within
So just near?
physical striking range.
Yep.
Yeah, near. Yeah, but does that come automatically or?
It does. I can do thrown near.
Sounds complicated.
It is overly complicated. So I'll just use near and forceful.
Okay. All right.
And I'm going to do pretty much very similar thing where I kind of conjure that fire and it kind of collapses in on itself
Okay.
and then explodes sort of in his face.
All right.
So volley. 9. So 8 damage.
Wow.
Maximum damage.
And then 9 on volley. I think you have to.
I'm gonna. So I have 3 uses of it.
Oh, so you
so
can-
I'll just. I now have 1 use left.
Yeah.
Oh, it uses an additional use if it's
Yeah.
mixed because it's
Yeah.
like uses ammo.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like that. Father Black.
Seeing my companions using range, I will attempt to cast Magic Missile. So, as my bless is going with the bow, I get a -1 to spellcasting. So,
Like a
10.
full battery firing down there.
You got a 10?
Yeah, so full
Nice.
success.
Fucking cannon, fireball, magic missile, arrows.
Finally, have a ranged complement in our team.
For 6 damage.
Damn.
Don't forget dive bombing. We got that
Awesome.
under control.
All right. Yeah, you all start to unload on him with these weapons, and he's clearly getting frustrated that he can't catch this tiny bird. You're just too small and too fast. I mean, you know, it's D6 Star Wars. Like you're like a different scale. Yeah, it's an X-wing versus a Star Destroyer. And realizing that he can't get you, he kind of stops trying and roars. And as he does so, Dan, you feel that he's drawing on that power of Jorah Moor. And all of a sudden, Sapush feels a strong wind coming from above, pushing you down to the ground. Give me a defy danger dexterity to hit the ground softly.
Dexterity?
Yeah.
Thought you were going to pick on me and go for con. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Dude, you're fucking on fire today.
That's a 12.
Okay.
Dear Lord.
So this wind is just too strong to resist. Too strong for even him. He grounds himself in the process, but he knows he's doing it, but he just is sick of dealing with you. So this
the world's most powerful bird.
this wind just hits both of you from above, and you feel your wings just buckle under the weight of it, and you manage to hit the ground in a way, you know, get your wings out just in time to get some updraft or something and not die. But he slams into the rocks and the ocean right in front of the rest of you, and you just, sends a spray of water up around him, and then lifts the front of his serpentine body, folds his wings back in behind him, and faces off with you.
We're in stage 2 of the boss.
Absolutely. Like a Final Fantasy thing.
Push, you are on the ground. I'd say your hold basically got him out of the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds fair.
But probably time to switch forms.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm exhausted.
Why don't we start with you?
Hopping along.
Why don't we start with Sapush since he's grounded now?
Okay. I run up and caw right in his face. One last just super disrespectful time. And this bird launches into his face, and as the bird hits his face, takes the form of that black panther that first guided me through the jungles of the island.
Awesome.
And I need some
hold.
Holy moly!
Shit.
Fucking bone zone again.
Double
That's
sixes
13.
again.
I've rolled, I think, 2 11s and 2 12s. Like
I watched
Matt
you roll
up.
2 5s, 2 6s, and now a second set of 6s.
Yeah. So,
3 holds, right?
yeah.
All right. I'll let you do an immediate hack and slash since you
Okay.
did so well.
rolled two.
Mid-air transformation
All right.
into the
Bagheera.
panther.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go. So that's I still have -1 forward, right? So
Yeah.
+1 on my strength. That's still a fail. It's a 6.
A 6. Okay.
So I think I take damage, right?
Yeah.
Or get a bad move put against you. A hard move. Or hard move.
Couldn't say one more fucking crazy roll for a damage dealing.
Go ahead and roll a d6 plus 3 for me.
I don't want to go high on this. I'm guessing.
No.
That's an 8.
All right. So you do this badass, fly towards him, turn into a panther, attack his face, and he just knocks you off. You slam hard into the rocks,
Okay.
and you take how much damage?
7.
7 damage. Yeah, and then he just turns and roars at you.
Like that.
Ariad throws the bow down onto the rocks, draws his sword, and he goes, "Ha! Finally! What are you waiting for?" And he's going to cry out his challenge at this demigod. So, what's con? It's a 9er. +1 is only for the bow. Yeah.
Is that how that works, Matt? How does bless work?
It's a +1 ongoing.
for everything?
For what?
It just says your deity smiles upon a combatant of your choice. They take +1 ongoing as long as battle continues, and they stand and fight. While the spell is ongoing, you take -1 to cast the spell.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So yeah, I got
Wow.
a 10. So on a 10, they treat you as the most obvious threat to be dealt with and ignore your companions. And I take +2. I get to do +2 damage.
All right. And John, just remind me, what's your Herculean appetite?
2 of them: mortal pleasures and fame and glory.
I feel like you have been doing enough.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I thought
Fucking and
we-
sucking and drinking.
There hasn't been a lot of opportunity for that, but
You know,
Is that this kind?
Is that
Is this
the
that kind of
Deadpool?
podcast?
Well, mortal pleasure. What are we talking about here?
he's like the Deadpool of our game, like
Yeah.
pansexual, like really just locked and loaded.
no, yeah, I definitely haven't been doing any of that. But yeah, fame and glory. I mean,
You know who's the perfect barbarian? Conan. Like, if you
Yeah.
think about like that movie or like Conan, like he's always fucking something, doing drugs or whatever. Yeah, like he really is the basis.
yeah.
Cool. So I imagine you step up and you laugh at him, draw your blade. You're standing on this rock as the ocean sprays up around you and facing off with this serpent that is just towering above you. And you feel quite alive.
For now,
Matt or Dan?
I'm just going to volley again with my last use of Burning Brand.
All right.
8. So that would probably, since I have no more ammo to give up, put me in. I can either take a -1d6 to my damage, or move to get in the shot, placing you in danger of the GM's choice. So
Come on, sack up. The only damage you've taken this whole campaign is self-inflicted.
yeah, right. I will place myself in danger, living up to Kyle Black's never-ending bond. 5 damage.
So you step up right next to Ariad and then conjure this fire, which kind of hits him in the side of the head, and he flinches, but turns towards the two of you. How much damage?
5. We have a Trenass, we have a pre-existing relationship. We met, so he knows where it's coming from.
He sure does. All right, Matt. That leaves Kyle Black.
Kyle's looking. He's seen Sapush get thrown off the off Jorah Moor and into a rock, and Helios has been, Heliosing, so he's taken damage. But do either of them look worse off than the other? That I can tell.
I'm at like two-thirds.
I've only taken 1 point of damage.
Yeah, that panther looks pretty hurt.
Okay, I'm gonna make my way to the panther and cast Cure Light Wounds.
Dope.
No, I don't.
Oh my god!
Snake eyes.
That's it. Playing a caster in this game, like rolling for every
It's
fucking
hard.
spell.
It's hard. I mean, it's kind of nice or refreshing to the balance of D&D where like taking damage almost doesn't matter sometimes.
Matt is just
But
failed every
this
roll.
is scary.
It's pretty crazy.
This is
how
scary.
he's failed.
Did our cleric just forget Cure Light Wounds?
Well, so if I fail, it doesn't say that I.
There's a few options there.
Usually a fail just means...
You need to look up clear.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
well,
only
not
on a
even-
7. It's only on a 7 to 9 is one
Oh,
of the
right.
options. I lose.
Always
the
on a
spell.
fail, the DM
I get to make
has
a
a
hard
hard move.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
that's the failure, and he gets to
okay.
do whatever the hell he wants.
So, but you keep the spell. I just get to do stuff, which is good because it moves the.
I mean,
the
you
story
could
forward.
take the spell away
right,
too if you
but
as a hard move.
it's more interesting to move the story forward,
You can just kill him, right?
or
Yeah.
to reveal a portent, as they say.
Ooh.
So you run up and you lay your hands on this panther and attempt to heal it, and a wave crashes across the rock, and you kind of slip and manage to grab onto like some rough barnacles and cut your hand up a little bit, but don't slip off into the ocean. And as you're looking up at Trenass, which is towering above you now, only a few feet away, you notice that the cloud wall, the eye wall around you is moving in. It's shrinking as the eye of the storm is tightening around Trenass. And you feel as if when it gets to the point where it is where you are, you're going to be in a hurricane again and not on a boat this time.
Cool.
You all see this. You see the walls closing in around you.
It's getting a little tighter in here.
And we're back to Sapush.
Sapush looks at Kyle and then just looks up at this thing, and I think he's going to take another run for it.
Okay.
Jump up and fail again.
That's better.
There we go.
Yeah, it
Super
feels good,
leveling
doesn't it?
up.
Now he's getting
Leveling
experience
up.
at
You
the
are-
end of the arc.
That was a hack and slash?
Yep.
Okay. So you you jump up towards him, and again he kind of knocks you away, and you splash into the water. You don't take any damage. You can claw your way back up onto the rocks without much trouble.
Okay.
But as he does that, his tail comes around and it swipes right over you and slams into Ariad and Helios because he's standing right next to him.
Why did I get involved in this?
Because Ariad is taking the hit with his ability.
Yep.
And
And you put yourself in
you
danger.
put yourself in danger. So,
Damn it.
so why don't you guys? Why am I rolling?
Yeah, why are
dice
you rolling
like
anything?
A peasant.
D6, D8, D10.
D6 plus 3 for both.
What the- Oh, you DA? Like, I don't care.
Oh my god. 8.
1.
1.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 plus 3 minus 3.
Oh my god, you're too
That's
strong.
a hard 8 for me.
You don't have any armor?
He's a wizard, basically.
Why would you have armor?
I
He
feel
likes
like
that.
everybody has like one armor.
I do.
What do you wear to get 1 armor?
How you doing there, Mr. Emulator?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm not great.
All right. So this tail swipes around and hits Ariad, and then what does he do?
It doesn't seem to really affect him all that much, and he just takes a swipe at it as it comes back across. Yeah, well,
Jeez, this is a bad round for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. A fail.
And you're in danger.
I'm in danger. Yes.
Danger, Will
Do you
Robinson.
want me to roll damage?
You go ahead and roll damage.
3 damage.
You wait for that tail to come around again, thinking, I'm going to chop it off.
Yeah.
And you hit it with your sword, and you're shocked by how resilient these scales are. Your blade bounces off of it. You hit it at the wrong angle, and then it knocks you back on your ass. And you quickly get back up to your feet after it moves past. Helios.
Helios kind of gets tail slapped by Trenass and kind of goes sailing into some rocks, and he kind of coughs up some blood and stands kind of shakily up, and then kind of looks, now that he's kind of a little further away from the fight, looks at this massive creature, this deity, and kind of steels himself and reignites his burning brand, but this time into a weapon, a long whip, a fire whip, that is kind of being held by that hand of fire.
Nice.
And advances back into the fight. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, so you're summoning the weapon is
Yep.
okay. I'll let you do that. Well, we move on to Kyle Black.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, I'm all set.
No, he's just rolling to make sure he got it.
So as I fail to heal the Sapush, look down at my hands and looking at the storm wall. Dio, you fucking better not have made this goddamn deal and taken everything else away from me. And I will move over to make my way to Helios, seeing that he's now taken a few more hits and attempt to heal him.
He's slowly walking towards the fight with this long kind of whip of fire trailing behind him. He turns and looks at you.
You're gonna need this. 8.
All right.
Wow. Congrats.
You did it. You healed a player.
That's like attempt 5 or 6 at least.
So I will heal him, but I will also go for the draw unwelcome attention. I heal 1.
This guy's a real team player over here. Healing and taking the hits.
So it's 1d8 plus my level. So it's 9. And because of Invigorate, I healed you. You get to take +2 forward to your damage.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's going to be a big hit.
Maybe, yeah, if I can land it. Is it +2 to... It's +2 to damage, not to hit, right?
Correct, damage.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Make it count, you fucking bastard.
To push, you paddle to the rocks. You feel a surge of water. You can feel the water level rising. You know that a large wave is about to hit these rocks. But you get back to a point where you can, if you want, attack him again.
Okay. So I got 3 moves with
Okay.
Mr. Panther here. I don't really. I'm gonna. Can I use one of them to do a defend as a strength roll instead of con? As I leap from the rocks towards this thing, it's only a difference of 1.
Sure. So you're trying to go for a more aggressive defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So your goal now is to try to defend. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a roll. Let's see how it goes.
Nope. Fail.
That's the third 5 in a row.
Have you just leveled up?
Nope. Still not.
Dear God. Oh, boy.
Rains. No mixed successes over here.
No mix.
Either really, really
The water
strong or-
the water surges and lifts you pretty high, and you manages to put you basically on his back. You grab on with your front claws, and then you start raking with your back claws, but you just feel your claws breaking against these scales. It's like metal, and you're just not getting anywhere. And you turn to jump off, thinking that he's just too well armored in this area. And as you turn, you see this wave, this wall of water that is about to smash down on your companions, and you all see it. Ariad.
No damage?
No damage.
Okay.
No, that was a hard move. I made a rogue wave.
Okay.
Yikes.
Ariad is a bit focused on the quarry in front of him and tries another like stab into the belly of this beast. 11.
Not bad.
So I will. He'll do extra damage and take damage. Plus 1 damage for that. And plus 2. So plus 13 damage.
Whoa, what was that?
And then he does 3 to me.
Okay. I assume you're also hack and slash.
Yes, I am.
Okay. And Kyle, what are you going to be doing while he's rolling his hack and slash? You're about to get hit by a rogue wave. Your companions are attacking vigorously.
I rolled it. I got a 12.
Holy
so
shit.
I get to add what you gave me for my new special power.
If you, yeah,
Expose myself to danger.
yeah, with hack and slash on a 10 plus, you can choose the kind of effect.
So I'll do that. So I'll get 2d4 plus 8 plus 3.
Yeah,
So I see this wave coming, and
yeah. You see your companions doing nothing to try to save themselves from it.
I'm not like them. I'm gonna look to hide myself
13.
behind
Yep.
a rock or something to
Okay.
like use as a breakwater against this wave, so I don't wind up to sea.
Okay. All right. So you kind of just brace for it. Cool. So you, Dan, Helios also did 13 with your fire whip. So
Is that with the +2?
that
Yeah, that's with the plus 2 and the plus 1 that I got from my brain.
that's a lot of
Dope.
damage for
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
That's-
Not for Arya.
No,
But for you.
That's reaching. That's close to peak. That's all the dice I can roll. That's for sure.
So this panther is on its back, just trying to rake into the side of it, and then all of a sudden, Sapush, you see this coil of fire wrap around its neck and pull it down towards the ground, and you actually leap off onto the rock next to your companions, and you see Helios with this whip of flame pulling its head in, like, reeling it in towards him, and you see it searing as it burns into the scales, and you leap again and onto its head and pull it down to the rock with just the weight of your body. And once you feel its chin kind of smash into the rock, you see Ariad with just insanity in his eyes just charge forward and start hacking into its neck. And he cuts the head right off of this
Yowza.
beast.
Go team.
Damn.
Fuck yeah.
And
Go team
Then-
13 damage.
a giant wave hits all of you.
I'm just glad I got it in the kill shot after like 4 straight fails.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, if you look from afar, it looked like the Panther did a lot of that.
It's like that like kill feed you get when you're like playing first person shooters. Just the guy like, I'm in it.
You hack through its neck as Helios and Sapush hold it to the ground, and you feel this wave of blood hit you, and then just the ocean hits you as hard as anything solid, and you're all underwater being tossed around, and it's chaos. You don't know where you are.
Smashing against the rocks.
Sapush, you're tossed around as a panther for a little while, and
Turn into
What
a
do you do?
jellyfish.
I think the Panther instincts keep kind of winning out, and big cats like that are decent swimmers. So I think just the Panther tries to push off rocks, and if it gets to the point where completely running out of air, I think his other instincts would kick in, and he would probably take the form of a aquatic creature.
okay. Give me a roll to shift, and as long as you. Oh, okay. Back to rolling well. All right.
Yeah, out of combat.
What do you turn into?
I think I turn into a manatee.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh my
right.
God.
Sounds good.
you get hit by
Cow
the
of the
boat.
sea.
And I need to be a big presence to find my companions and
Nice.
try to like scoop them and shield them.
I like it. All right. You're safe. Ariad, how are you surviving the wave?
I'm gonna try to I assume we're kind of close to where the ship was.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm gonna try to find the ship, locate it, and see if I can grab a rope or something, if possible.
All right. Give me a defy danger.
Negative.
Not good.
No, it's a plus. Combat's over, so I assume aid no longer works, right?
Is it bless?
Yeah,
The bless,
I'll give
rather.
you the bless. It's the same encounter.
So a 7.
Okay. All right. And what is Helios doing to not die?
Not much. He's just gonna die because he's not a great swimmer and still has the shaky debility. So he's going to try to swim, stay afloat, essentially, and look for any source of either land, boat, or flotsam that he can grab onto to prevent himself from not drowning, because he probably can't swim very well for very long.
All right.
I feel like Helios' arch enemy is the environment in any form. He's never had a hard time in a fight, but every fucking oh, you're on ice, or there's water, or whatever. You're like, I'm dead, I'm out.
Oh well, no. All right, hey, 8, 7. I got a 7.
I'll say also as the mixed success for Ariad, because the wave hit him so suddenly, he lost his sword.
Ooh.
And he had to swim to get to the.
I like
basically
it.
Let it go.
Nice job, John.
Yeah.
Taking a real. I was kind of wondering. I'm like, it's the end of the game. It doesn't matter if I do damage to you or a condition, but I like it. Good one.
I think in terms of mixed success, he'll just find like a piece of flotsam to like hang on to, so he's not really like necessarily out of danger, but he's not drowning currently.
So, right before this wave hits, Helios sees that Trenass has been killed. You see that he is dead. And then when this wave hits you, you have a moment of calm, a moment where you just accept the fact that now it's your turn. Mm-hmm. You know what the deal was, and it's your turn to return to death. And you kind of just let this wave take you for a moment, and this calm comes over you. And then all of a sudden you're above the waves. You're grabbing onto a piece of wood, and you take a deep breath, and you are alive, and you don't know why. And you get this distinct feeling that while Trenass is dead, there must still be more to the deal.
Okay.
Your job here isn't done. Kyle Black, you did not just get hit by a wave. You
Thank God.
wedge yourself between two rocks, and it crashes over the island you're on. You hold your breath for a moment, and then it's gone. And you see a manatee floating by, and you see your companions, who all seem to be safe. And lines are lowered, and you're brought up on board the ship, which is still run aground. And the crew helps you aboard, and they congratulate all of you. And we see the camera sort of pull out to a bird's eye view of this tiny rock in a still ocean with a ship stuck on it and a giant dead snake god monster at the edge of the rocks. And we've concluded our first Dungeon World campaign.
Rock on.
All right.
Yeah.
We made it, everyone.
Fucker's head and mounted on the prow.
Police car and a screaming siren, pneumatic drill, ripped up concrete.
Thank you guys for listening to another episode of our Into the Storm arc. If you're liking what you hear, tell a friend about it, write a goddamn review on Apple Podcasts, do whatever you can do to help us out and get the word out there. In the meantime, check us out online. We are at Nastygram on Instagram and Twitter. And the best place to interact personally with all the cast is at our Facebook page, the Nastygram RPG Lounge. Our intro music is by Wilhelm Scream. Scores once again by Adrian von Ziegler, and some new stuff from an awesome Finnish composer, Antti Martakainen. If you guys are missing Dean on this arc, go ahead and hop over to LSG Media. Listen to all their great stuff. He's on it all. LibertyStreetGeek.net. Thanks again, guys, and we'll catch you next week.
Days of speed and slow time Mondays. Listen now with rain on a boring Wednesday. Watching the news and not eating your tea. Freezing cold flats and death on the walls. I said that's entertainment. That's entertainment.
That's nasty.